and welcome along to Northern Farms. The lifting of the carrot continues in Field 5, but before we can get started, the cows, sheep and chickens all need feeding. Will this prevent the carrots from getting finished? Let's get farming. So I was starting off my day checking through the animals, and yeah, all of them are in need of feed. So we're going to start by getting some ingredients to feed the cows. And to do that, I'm going to grab a couple of our silage bales back here. These should be able to be picked up fairly easily. Yep, there we go. And up. And yeah, these will go for a little while longer. We probably do need actually to cut some silage bales looking at this. And I was going to do a hay bale cut at the end of the year. But this very much looks like the silage bales are running a bit low. We do have a bit of a tight run down the side here, but the nice thing about this Merlot is that it runs fairly easily around all these corners. It's a very maneuverable piece of equipment, this. And I'm going to bring this all the way around into this shed here. I think we probably now could fill the silage clamp here with these bales and make all of this job an awful lot easier to do. We get this in position here though, and then we can just pull our mixing wagon out of here. We got the Valtra on it this morning, so forwards with this, and we have to pull it out and put the Valtra around to about here-ish in this gateway. And this is why we brought the telehandler all the way back round first. I don't know how much this holds. And looking at its listing here, it holds a grand total of 22,000 litres. So how many litres do we have on the front here of this? 7,000. So yeah, two of these. Two are, well, do we want three of these actually in that? I know, because the hay bales will be slightly different. So this takes 7,000 litres with two of these silage bales. If we go and grab two hay bales as well, we'll see what those hold. I think they hold about 9,000. So that evens out at about 16. And then the rest should be able to be done with straw. Yeah, 9,000 litres in total. So we're going to grab two of these to go into here. And that will be enough to at least keep the cows going for the next few days. So this into there as well. Let's see if we can pull that off. There we go. That extension definitely causes us issues with getting bales into that. But with 9,000 litres off the first pair and... sorry, 9,000 litres off the hay bales and 7,000 litres off the silage, that is going to be a grand total of 16,000. That just leaves... another 7,000 litres, I think. So we got to be careful that we don't end up putting too much straw in here that overwhelms the silage that we put into this trailer as well. In fact, I don't know how much is in this, but maybe a single bale of this straw will be enough. Yeah, 5,000 litres. That will be enough to take it up to 21. In fact, no, we could put more straw in here and top this up. So yeah, I think that's probably how we'll go. We'll get this all loaded up. We'll top it off with a bit more straw, and that should work. Yeah, as long as we keep it below a third for the straw and have more actually than a quarter for the rest, we should be all right. In fact, I'm going to risk it a little bit and just drop that in there. That will then keep mixing that straw in as we go and hopefully make it go a little bit further. So let's turn on the mixer, back it up. Will that turn on? I don't think we're all hooked up. Yeah, we're not all hooked up. There we go. Then turn the mixer on. like to do that. It doesn't actually in-game make any difference, but from a realism perspective, I like to do that. Only downside is, of course, this shed we have to empty to the, well, what is currently our left-hand side, but the right-hand side, look at this, away from the cows in order for it to empty. But it will do it, so let's do that. Empty it out, and hopefully, whoa, stop. Yeah, there is our problem. So we now have too much in there, and it's still loading it, but it's not great, and it's not great quality stuff. So we can't put 2 full bales in there of straw because it doesn't make the TMR. And you can see here, it's pretty much ignored all of the other stuff that we've put in, all of the silage that went in there. It's just done hay, and that's only 80% of the production. So yeah, we really need to watch that. I think we could probably put some more in here. So if we're going to do that, what we'll do is move this out of the way, stop the mixer going, and go and grab some more silage bales and actually get some TMR in here and get our cows doing better. So let's try it again. 2 bales of silage. Drop them in first. Then we'll go and grab 2 bales of hay. Get them dropped in as well. So in, round, and grab that. And up. And then these can go in as well. And then finally after that, we want to grab 2 bales of straw, but only put as much in as is needed to complete things. So just hold these over the top, put them in like so. They should take about 6,000 litres of the 10,000 litres we've got on here. There we go. Pull that back, get them out, and we'll go and put these back. And then both of these can be dropped in next time. And we can then go and put 1 more bale on top. So yeah, 4,000 litres off here, plus another couple in there. Eventually it will all even out. So back in the Vulture again, and this time we have a good mix, and we should get a nice load of TMR in here. Empty it out, and we've now got a good level of TMR in there along with the hay. And that is the last we need, the Vulture on the animals this morning. So we'll get that hooked back up to our carrot harvester, ready to get that started shortly. We don't want to immediately get the carrot harvester going because we'll just have to keep dropping off the boxes and doing that. So I'm going to avoid that at the moment, but we'll get it in position and we'll be ready to go as soon as we've done the chickens and the sheep. And the chickens and the sheep will be much easier than the cows were because we don't have to mix anything for them. So we'll pick up this and back it out. That will be all 3 of these for the sheep. What I also want to do is grab the water trailer on our way past. So we'll back this up to that, hook that on here as well, and give some water to the sheep too. Get this all done in one go. Onto there. And then fun swinging around with all this now. But it shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. Doing all of this at once is really useful. Can I get the water trailer to fill from there? No, we'll have to back it up again. So back that up there. And refill the water. And of course, that is already, it's going to drain our already limited funds today. Now, we ended the last episode with about £12,000. We, of course, spent a load of that overnight because we ended up with, well, our normal leasing costs. Those go there. And then we need to get close again to drop the other one in. That goes, and that should go in as well. Right, plenty of feed there for the sheep. Yeah, so we spent a load on our normal leasing costs and all of our normal costs for our loans and everything overnight. I also started the repairs on the Massey Ferguson because we really need to start getting field 8 changed and ready for next year's carrots. It's not massively urgent, but when we finish the carrots on here, we're going to want to get to work on them. We're going to get to work on the carrot field and get that turned around for next year's barley crops. So there's quite a bit of work that needs doing over the winter that we're going to need the Massey for, that we can't do completely with the Vulture. Because of course the other thing there is we'll just be overusing the Vulture if we do that. And with the sheep now doing well, we want to hook up to the bucket here and go and grab some of this year's barley to get the chickens fed. If we can get the chickens fed for a good long while, at least until next year's barley crop comes up, that would be really great. So we'll keep an eye on exactly how much we need to put in for them. Get this, of course, from our store here. We want barley, 34,000 litres. We get 2,800 a go, and they're going to need 6,000 for the year. I think I said 2,800. We've got 2,480 actually in this bucket, so there should be more than enough to feed them, I think. Well, at least for a little while. Yeah, put that out there. That's not putting a pile on the ground. That is actually going in the trough. So that is good news. And yeah, that has worked well. We are going to need to do at least 1, maybe 2 more of those. I'm going to go with 2 more of those. So I've already tipped a second one in. Just tip this third one in. And that will be the chickens done for a good while. It should be over a year before we need to put more feed in there. And as a result, they will be quite happy to keep going on as they are and producing eggs for us. Yep, in they go, all done. And now we can get back to the carrots. So while we're fiddling about with the attachments to this, I think we can get the tractor going and doing the actual work. Oh, we do need to put a new crate on the back. There we go. And check that we're nicely lined up. Right. Wait. That needs to be lined up to about there-ish. We might actually get a clear day at this. That would be great. So let's leave that going and we'll go and switch over to the pallet full. So we basically lost the morning to the animals, but we're back on track now. Back to getting the carrots harvested, and I think we'll get a decent way through the field again today. Whether we actually get this field finished, I don't know, but it's going to be fun trying to get there. And in fact, yeah, the hired worker does do some weird things. Does sort of pick up and then move across every so often. It is only 64% full here, though. That's a really bad first row. Wow, that's a deep 60% orange. I wonder why that's happened. That seems to be correcting itself now. I think just that first row was a little bit thin, but that's being replaced by a deep green line. So I think we're pretty good. We're still getting a really great yield off here, and we're going to get many, many more boxes. So I mentioned earlier that the Massey here, this is still being repaired. It's going to be repaired by the end of today, by the look of it, 8 o'clock tonight. So that's great news. That will be back in time for us to start mulching field 8 after that. This has filled up again though, so we'll back it out of the crop, drop off the box, and then we can come and pick that up in a moment with the telehandler. Drop it off, forward and out, lift up, put a new box on, and then we're going to get back into the crop and get it harvesting the rest. It really is a little bit odd how the hired worker does this. There we go, and away it goes again. And we can hop into this and go and grab that box and get that back to the yard. This is definitely a better way of doing this. We are spending a lot less downtime to actually get everything picked up. Partly because we're not having to go very far to drop the boxes, and we're dropping the boxes in such a way that they don't end up in our way all the time. This is getting very efficient. I am very pleased about how all this is going. The tractor and the harvester is about to get into this corner. It'll be interesting to see how it copes with that wall there. But I think it should be all right in general dealing with that. It might get a little bit fiddly in there, and so I might take it into the center of the field so that I can handle that myself, so that the hired worker doesn't get confused. But we have a decent number of pallets here. I think this is 13 outside. So this is 26,000 liters that we've got sitting out here, added to the 70 that we've already got in the shed. And yeah, that's a sizable amount of carrots we've got. Nearly 100,000 liters. And we're still working our way through the field. Quite what the harvest is going to do at the end of the field here, because it kind of seems to have missed a row up here. So we'll see if it cleans things up. I think it's having fun with that tree, maybe. No, it seems to be good. It is going to have a problem with that gate in a moment, though. So, we need to reverse it out of here, drop this pallet off. But I think I'm not going to immediately get this pallet back. I'm going to sort of clear up this area here, because we have the space to do this now. We can put this pallet out the way, and we can do a little bit of work ourselves for a little while. Save on the hired worker and clear up the edge of the field here, because it is getting a little bit more fiddly as a result of where we are. And yeah, we're going to have to do a little bit ourselves for a little while. Shouldn't be a problem, though. I think we've got enough space here now to put boxes, and then we can go and clear them up at our leisure a little bit later. I think we might actually end up with a nice sunny day to make some good progress on the carrots here. I think we'll get the other side of this tree, maybe. Which would be a good place to end up. And yeah, leave us very little to finish off next day, which is great, because that means we'll be able to have some time to set up the Massey, get that working, and work on our other field in that time. If both these fields can be ready for planting before winter, that means springtime we'll be able to get some early planting in, and both fields will be ready in good time again. If we can get, I don't think we can get the barley in here in time next year, in time for the end of the year. So I think that is very much going to be something that we end up getting in early next year, which makes sense, because time is a very difficult thing when we got the carrots going on for so long. I'm now getting deep into this area here, and it's an area that is going to be difficult to sort of get with a hired worker, which is why I'm working through it. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to sort of empty the boxes out here all the time, but it's not being particularly good. If as long as it's 50% either side, we'll be fine. Lift up, give us a new box. And then we can get back in here, open this up. It's just really the stuff at the edge here. This is where it's at its most difficult. We need it to do this here and get that. Yeah, there we go. We're filling a box. So we're all good. Unfortunately, while I've been working this area here, the time has gone over on the telehandler. And as a result, we are now in the minus figures again. Gonna have to, I think, borrow a little bit of money to get this completed. We're making way more money than it's costing us, so that's fine. But if we're gonna keep the whole really efficient way of doing this going, then that is gonna be an absolute must. We've almost got this little area here cleaned up though, so I'm happy with that. And once we've done that, we can get this. Well, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll borrow a bit of money. We'll get everything running here again, and get all of these boxes cleared off here, because we now have a whole load of boxes that we've got to clear off this field. I can't believe how much or how many carrots we're getting off here at the moment. This is a huge amount. I mentioned this in my last video, but I am really intrigued to see what the DLC coming at the end of this month can do for this farm. We know it's gonna have productions, that it's going to include stuff for the premium expansion, so stuff that will cover things like the carrots. And as a result, it's going to expand this side of things for the carrots. I'm intrigued to see if we can set up our own little market sell point and things, and make more money off the carrots, because this farm, very much more than anything now, has kind of become all about the carrots on here and how much we can make from them to get the farm set up. And it would be really good to have that barn all working and done by the end of the year. And there's a distinct possibility that we might be able to get that stuff on here before the end of the month. So I would like that. And actually, before we look to sell these sets of carrots. So yeah, I would be very interested to see if we could set up our own market or our own setup here, and see what would be available for maximizing the amount of money we get off the carrots this year. And it should finish off the fiddliest bit of this field. We can see there's a line of carrots here, even if they're not massively obvious. It's going to take us over a pallet. Yeah, there we go. That's filled that pallet up. We've got a tiny bit left at the end of there, but then we'll borrow some cash, and we will get the tractor running again get the tractor running again on a hard worker to get this all good and efficiently running, because I need to clear these boxes off this field. It might be something we do overnight, is continuing to clear these boxes off this field. And yeah, there we go. Last of the carrots in here. So let's borrow 5 grand. That should be enough to keep us going, at least for now. Overnight, we will end up running out of cash. But we've got enough of the field available to us now, I think, that is not going to be a massive problem. So down, forwards, and borrow the money. There we go. And away we go. Hired worker, getting onto that, and we'll go clear up all these boxes. Time is just coming up to 6 o'clock, and it's looking like it's going to be a fairly bright, clear evening. With it being this dry, I think we might continue on into the night quite a bit. I've got a few boxes to get off the field. We're trying to take a couple at a time here. And with any luck, we can not only clear this now, but also get a nice way into the rest of this harvest. Ready to finish it off next time as we start preparing the fields for next year. For now, though, I think I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.